Good morning, everyone. My name is Arom Anthony Infanta, and I'm from the Mathematics Department. My register number is 48. So, the topic that I'm going to present today is from the chapter Set Language, that is, set and its types. So, first, let's see what is meant by set. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. So here they are telling the set to be a well-defined collection. So what is that well-defined means? Well-defined means that we will know the number of elements present in the set. There will not be any element left out that is not known by us. If there is an element in the set and that is not known by us means we can't consider itself as a set. So that's why only they are telling clearly as it is a well-defined collection of objects. We will know what are the elements present in it and we can define it. So next is they are telling it to be a collection of objects. For example, let's take we are having a fruit basket, and in that fruit basket we have some apples, bananas, oranges. So we can take that as a set of fruits. That is considered to be a set. A set is a well-defined collection of objects. In the fruit basket example, a set is the fruit basket and the objects are considered to be the fruits. So the objects that are in the set can also be called as elements in the set. So next is sets are denoted by curly braces. That is like the one that is given in the slide, that is curly bracket 1 comma 2 comma 3. It is a set because we are putting the numbers inside the curly brackets. Those numbers inside the curly brackets are known as elements. A set can contain anything like numbers, flowers, fruits, entities, anything it can contain, and each object in a set is called an element or member. Now let's see an example. A collection of fruits in a fruit bowl. Like I told, a fruit basket example, it tells about the fruits in a fruit bowl. So a set of fruits are there in the fruit bowl we can take. Next, a playlist of your favorite song. We all have our own favorite playlist. So the favorite songs in our playlist can be taken as a set of our favorite songs. Next. In this slide, you can see that there are two examples. In these two examples, one example is a set and another is not. So if we take first example, collection of even numbers. Here, the set of even numbers is given. Here we can well define it, the even numbers. So we can consider itself as a set. That's why only girl is smiling and saying yes. But if we take the second example, collection of good students in a class, the boy is crying and saying no. Why? Because it doesn't well define the set. They are just telling it to be collection of good students. If they told something like a collection of boys in the class, collection of girls in the class means that is different because we will know how many boys are there in the class, how many girls are in the class. But if we take collection of good students, that is subjective. Subjective means what? That is that will differ according to the person who are calculating it. That is good student for me may be getting deferred for someone else. Good student for me may be an average student for someone. So we can't really well define the collection of good students as a set. It should not be set, should not be like the opinion centered. Here the opinion centered example is given, collection of good students in a class. That's why only it is not considered to be a set. Next. Next, let's see how the set should be represented. A set can be represented in any one of the following three ways or forms. So those are descriptive form, set builder form or rule form, roster form or tabular form. So first let's see the descriptive form. Descriptive form. In descriptive form, a set is described in words. In descriptive form, a set will be denoted or described using words. For example, if you see a set of all even numbers, here they are telling that a set, there is a set and that have the elements of even numbers, and they are denoting it, describing it using the word set of all even numbers. Next example, set of vowels in the English alphabet. In this example, they are saying that there are elements of vowels in this set, and they are saying it to be in the descriptive form, set of vowels in the English alphabet. Next, a set of all prime numbers less than 20. That is, this set contains all the prime numbers, but it stops before 20. It should not go beyond 20. That is the thing they are trying to tell here. So the set of all prime numbers less than 20 is given in words. So we can take this as a descriptive form. Next is set builder form or rule form. In set builder form, all the elements are described by a rule. It uses a general rule or condition to define the set. So yeah, set builder form is not like descriptive form. Here we will tell the elements, we will describe the elements in the set using a rule or a condition. This notation is especially useful for infinite sets or large finite sets where listing all elements would be impractical. Mainly set builder form is used to indicate infinite sets or large finite sets. Like we saw one example earlier, right? That is the set of all even numbers. Even here we can see that one of the example is E is equal to X such that X is an even number. These even numbers and all, we can't really list out all because there are so many negative even numbers, positive even numbers, and it will be quite difficult to list all these. So when it comes to that, we can use set builder form to describe that. Set builder form uses an easy way to describe the sets like that. And also next example is v is equal to x such that x is a vowel in the English alphabet. Here we should notice one thing. E, V, P all are the sets that are denoting the set or the capitals that are denoting the sets. So here we should not read like E is equal to, V is equal to. Here we should read like E is the set where X is an element such that X is an even number. V is the set where X is an element such that X is a vowel in the English alphabet. Like that only we should read and see. So in the second example, B is an element where X is a V is a set. Sorry, where X is an element such that X is a vowel in the English alphabet. So here, what they are saying, X is an element of the set. They said, and after that, they are giving one condition, that is, X is a vowel in the English alphabet. That means the elements in the set are from the vowels in the English alphabet. So what are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. Those five vowels only, they are describing it as a condition in the set builder form. So if we see the last example, P is the set where X is an element such that X is a prime number and X is less than 20. Here we can see that X, here they are giving two conditions. In the previous example, we can see that they gave one condition, and that one condition itself we can write the element. But in the last example, they are giving two conditions. So what are they? X is a prime number and X is less than 20. First, they are telling that the elements in the P are a prime numbers, and the prime numbers we should not um, uh, write like from 1 to 100 or 200. We should stop before 20, that is X less than 20. So that's why only they are giving two conditions. So we should take the element in the P to be a prime number, and we should stop before 20. We should not go beyond 20. So by using this, we can write the set. This is known as set builder form. After this, roster form or tabular form. So what is meant by roster form? A set can be described by listing all the elements of the set. So in the previous example, we are either describing the set or giving a condition to find out which set we are looking on. But in the roster form, we will directly give the elements of the set. For example, here, what is E? E is the denotion that we gave to denote the set. So E is equal to curly bracket minus 4 minus 2 0 2. Here the example is denoting what? The example which we previously saw only came here. That is the set of all even numbers. So only it goes like minus 4 minus 2 0 2 4. This we can write it in set builder form because it is an infinite number of elements, so it will be tedious to write in roster form. So we can select set builder form for this. But to indicate what is roster form, I gave the example. So this, like this only we will write the roster form. Compared to other two forms, roster form we can easily tell what are the elements in it because it will directly give the element. So if you see the second example, V equal to AEIOU. AEIOU means we saw that previous example. The set of vowels in the English alphabet. That's what they given directly in the roster form. Last example, P is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. So what are these? This is also the example that we saw earlier. All the three examples I gave in descriptive, builder form and roster form. So in the last example, what we saw in the set builder form, that is p is equal to x is an element such that x is a prime number and it should be less than 20. That the elements they listed directly in the roster form. These are the prime numbers that comes before 20. So these are the elements of the set. So this is how the set should be represented. So that's it for the representation of the set. Now let's see the comparison between these three. That is, we saw description, set builder and roster notations. So first description we saw set of all even numbers. Description means we can write the set using wordings. Second, set builder form. Set builder form means we will describe the set using a condition or rule. So here E is a set where X is an element such that X is an even number. So this is the condition that they gave to find out the set. So these set builder notation and description notation we can write in roster form. That is my curly bracket minus 4 minus 2 0 comma 2 comma 4. This is how we can write the set in various forms, but usually roster form is much more easier than other two forms because the elements are given directly. So second example is b is equal to x is an element such that x is a vowel in the English alphabet. So that is the set builder notation. They gave as condition, and in the description form they gave us wordings, and in the roster form they listed all the elements. So in the third example, P is a set where X is an element such that X is a prime number and X is less than 20. They gave two conditions and we found the set. In the description form, they gave the set in the wordings, and in the roster form, they directly mentioned the elements. So let's go to the next slide. That is, we entered our main content, that's types of sets. So what are there are several types of set, but I will say a few of it. That is empty set or null set, singleton set, finite set, infinite set, equivalent set, equal set and universal set. So first let's see empty set or null set. In the name itself, we can tell what type of set it will be. In the name, they gave us empty. Empty means nothing. Nothing will be there. That's what this set also signifies. That is, a set consisting of no element is called the empty set or null set or void set. It is denoted by curly bracket with no element or the symbol that I just mentioned in the slide. So empty set will does not have any elements in it. It will be empty. So those sets are called as empty set. So for example, if you see, first example they gave us a is equal to x is an element such that x is an odd integer and divisible by 2. They gave in set builder form and they gave two conditions, that is x will be an odd integer in this set and this x will be a divisible by 2. So they gave us odd integer but they gave divisible by 2. Only even integers only divisible by 2. Odd integer cannot be divisible by 2. So the set will not have any number that where the odd integer will be divisible by 2. So this set is an empty set. Next example, if you see the set of all integers between 1 and 2. They described this set as an integer which comes between 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2 there are no integer that comes, because 1 2 3 4 5 are all the integers. Between 1 and 2 there are no integers, so the set here is empty. So this set is also considered to be empty set or null set. Next type is singleton set. In the name itself, this set also we can find it what is meant by it. That is, a set which has only one element is called a singleton set. So here they are telling that a set which will have only one element is known to be a singleton set. In the previous set, we saw that a set will not have any element in it. But in the singleton set, we will have one element. More than one, we can't consider it as a singleton set. So for example, if you see a is equal to x such that 3 lesser than x lesser than 5, where x belongs to natural number, n means natural number. So they are giving two conditions here. One is x should be between 3 and 5, and x is a natural number, they said. So the natural number which comes between 3 and 5 is obviously 4, and that is the only element that comes. So we can say that the set A contains only one element, 4, so we can consider it a singleton set. Next, second example, set of all even prime numbers. We all know that even prime number, we have only one even prime number, that is 2. We can consider that as a singleton set. So this is what singleton set signifies. Next, finite set. A set with finite number of elements is called a finite set. So finite number of elements means what? We can count the number of elements in it. We can easily list out the elements. We already learned in set builder form. Set builder form is usually denoted by conditions or rules, and we usually use the set builder form for infinite set, uh, where we have large finite sets. So here finite set indicates finite number of elements. We can easily list out, we can easily take count of how many elements are present in the set. Those kinds of set is called finite number of elements with finite set. So if we see an example, the set of family members. Set of family members, we can obviously tell how many members of family we have. So it is a finite, it is countable. Finite number of elements means countable number of element, not uncountable number of elements. Next, the set of indoor and outdoor games you play. You will know that what are the indoor games you play and what are the outdoor games you play. So that is a finite set. The set of curricular subject you learn in school. So we obviously know that what are the curricular subjects we have and how many curricular subjects we have. So it is a countable set. That means it is a finite set. Fourth example is set where x is an element such that x is a factor of 36. Factor of 36, we can easily count and say what are the factors of 36. That's why only we gave the answer to be in roster form: 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 18, 36. In roster form, we will always denote the elements which are finite, which are countable. Infinite number of elements we usually denote in set builder form. We can denote in roster form, but it will be easy for us to do in set builder form. So this is what finite number of finite set means. Finite set means it will have countable number of elements. So the next type is infinite set. Infinite set means it is a set which is not finite, is called an infinite set. Infinite set means we can't count the number of elements in it. It is an uncountable, it will have an uncountable number of elements in it. So for example, if we see 5, 10, 15, and so on, we can even take this example we saw earlier, right? That is a set of all even numbers. Even numbers means it will go on and on and on. We can't really count and list out the all the even numbers. That is considered to be infinite set. We will know what are the elements that is there, but we can't really count and list it out. It will be tedious for us. So those are considered to be an infinite set, uncountable number of elements, which set as is known as infinite set. Next example is the set of all points on a line. can't really count and tell how many points are distributed on the line. It will be distributed randomly, and it can be of number of anything. We can't really count it, so only it is considered to be an infinite set, a set of all points on a line. Next type is next type is equivalent set. But before going to equivalent set, we should know about one of the fine concept, that is cardinal number of a set. So what is a cardinal number of a set? When a set is finite, it is very useful to know how many elements it has. The number of elements in a set is called the cardinal number of the set. We already told that what is meant by finite set. Finite set is a set which has countable number of elements. Countable number of elements means we can obviously count how many elements it has. So if we are able to count how many elements it has, we can count and write it in the form of a number. That is what we denoted as cardinal number. A cardinal number of a set A is denoted by n of A. We can count the number of elements in the finite set, and we can write the number which is denoted by n of A. So for example, if we see, if A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, so find n of A. N of A means cardinal number of A. So we should find how many elements are present in this set. So if we see, there are 8 elements present. So it will have the cardinal number to be 8. Since set A contains 8 elements, n of A is equal to 8. So now we learnt about what is cardinal number of a set. So let's dive into equivalent set. So equivalent set means two finite sets A and B are said to be equivalent if they contain the same number of elements. So equivalent set indicates that if we take set A and B, they will have equal number of elements irrespective of elements what they have. Like they can have any type of element. If A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to A, B, C, we can still say it as equivalent set because they have the same number of elements. A have 1, 2, 3, that is 3 element, and B has A, B, C, that is 3 element. So they are equivalent set. So it is denoted as A equivalent B. This is the symbol that we should put for equivalent set. If A and B are equivalent set, then we can say that n of A is equal to n of B. What is mean by n of A? Cardinal number of A. Cardinal number of A indicates number of elements in the A. So number of elements in the set A is equal to number of elements in the set B. So if we take one example, consider A is equal to ball and bat and B is equal to history and geography. Both of these sets doesn't have any connection with it, but they are still equivalent in terms of how many elements it has. Both A and B has 2 elements, so they are considered to be equivalent set. So this is what equivalent set signifies. Next, equal set. Two sets are said to be equal if they contain exactly the same elements, otherwise they are said to be unequal. Both equivalent set and equal set have the almost same top heading, but they are a little bit different. In what way? In equivalent set, we will say that the sets are equivalent if they have the same number of elements in both the set. But in the equal set, we will say both the sets to be equal if they have exactly the same element, not same number of element, but the same element in both of the set. In other words, two sets A and B are said to be equal if every element of A is also an element of B. Every element of B is also an element of A. So for example, consider the sets A equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 and B equal to 4, 2, 3, 1. Since A and B both have same elements, in A also we have 1, 2, 3, 4, B also 1, 2, 3, 4. Only order is changed. It doesn't matter. Since they have the same number of elements, we can say that it is a equal set. Next type is universal set. In the universal set, we can say universal set to be a set which contains all the elements of all the sets under consideration and is usually denoted by U. So a universal set is something we can call it as a parent set. If we can better understand it if we see by example. First example is if A is equal to Earth, Mars, Jupiter, then the universal set will be planets of solar system. That is here only one set is given A. If we take B also, B, let's say Mercury, Venus, Earth. So A and B are some of the planets. A has Earth, Mars, Jupiter. B has Mercury, Venus, Earth. So both of these elements are from the planets of the solar system. So the universal set will have all the planets of the solar system. So it is like the parent set. Next example is, if we discuss about elements in natural numbers, then the universal set U is a set of all natural numbers. U is equal to X such that X is an element of N. So if we take a natural number like A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to 4, 5, 6, then universal set can be full of all the natural numbers. From that universal set only we took these two sets. Next, let's see, set A is equal to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and set B is equal to 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So the universal set will be the combination of all these elements because these are the two sets that are taken from the universal set. So universal set will have all the elements from both A and B. So this is considered to be the universal set and it is denoted by U. So let's see. Now we finished seeing all the types of set and also the representations of the set. So let's have one formative assessment session. So first question is, which type of set is this? So they gave the curly bracket without any elements in it. So what did we study with the curly bracket, the set without any elements? Without any elements means nothing. Nothing means empty. So the option C will be the correct answer, empty set. So next question, what type of set is this? They gave gave the element 7, only one element 7 inside the curly bracket. So what it means, in the question itself we can say the answer. They it have only one element, single element. Single element means singleton set. Option B will be the correct answer. Are the sets A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to 3, 1, 2 equal? So yeah, equal set, what did we study? Equal set means they will have the same elements in it. Not the same number of elements, but it will have the same elements in both of the set. So option E, they gave us yes because they have the same element. B, no, because the order is different. C, yes, because they have the same number of elements. D, no, because they are not equivalent. So the option A will be the correct answer. Yes, because they have the same element. Both A and B have 1, 2, 3. So option A will be right. Fourth question is, which of the following is an infinite set? Infinite set indicates uncountable number of elements. In this, we can see that in the A option 2, 4, 6, 8, it is countable. B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is countable. C, X is an element of N such that X is even. It This option we can't really say it is countable because they gave a condition that X is an even number. There is not an end to even numbers, it is infinite. So this option is taken to be infinite set. D is also finite set, so we can't really tell that to be infinite. So which are the following pairs are equivalent set? Next question. Equivalent set indicates what? Both set A and B are said to be equivalent set if they have the same number of elements. So if we see that in the option A equal to 1 to 3, B equal to A, B. They both doesn't have same elements. So we can tell equivalent set. Here we are not seeing same element, we are seeing same number of element. So same number of element it have. Both A and B have the same number of elements, so it will consider to be equivalent set. All the other sets we can't say equivalent set because they don't have the same number of element. So yeah, this is where the formative assessment ends. Next, from the topic we just learned, I gave two questions as a home assignment. You can do to get a better understanding about the concept. So first is state whether the following sets are equal, equivalent, both or neither. So the following sets are given. So try to find whether they are equal, equivalent, both or neither. Next, identify the type of set. From the sets we learned, I gave some of the sets to be sets for you all to find. So identify what type of set and try to write the answer. It will give you a better understanding of it. Yeah, the content that I'm just took is taken from the references 9th standard Tamil Nadu State Board textbook and from the Allen.com and also from the QMath. You can refer all these sites for even more better understanding and for even more examples. That's all for today. Thank you.